Welcome to Integrations and Observations. My name is Ali Yousefi. In this edition, we will cover GitHub Actions and the Power Platform. All right, so in this video, we're going to quickly cover the GitHub API, perform an overview of it, talk about GitHub Actions, GitHub Action Runs, describe the Power Platform build tools for GitHub, perform a demo of the Power Platform build tools, including how to export a solution, extract a solution into source, and PR it back into a main branch. And then we'll talk about next steps. So the GitHub API has two versions, a RESTful API and the GraphQL API. Can be secured with basic authentication, as well as username and password and multi-factor authentication. We'll be using OAuth for ours. And it works with all areas of the GitHub platform, from repos and users, notifications, workflows, commits, pull requests, etc. So GitHub Actions, what are they? So they are they allow you the ability to automate the execution of workflows. So think of CI, which is continuous integration, and CD, continuous delivery. Think of those concepts when you work with other platforms such as Jenkins, Azure, DevOps, etc. They're a combination of various jobs that have tasks. They can be run on various operating systems and agents. There's a marketplace that provides tasks that can be leveraged to work with popular systems such as Jenkins and Azure DevOps. And you can also fully customize a task, so you can run command line and you can run PowerShell. They're stackable, so actions can call other actions, and they can be event driven. So moving on to workflow action runs. So each action that we showed earlier has an execution, and that counts as what's called a workflow run. Each run can be, say, canceled, can be deleted, or even rerun. Each run, when it's complete, will include artifacts if available, and will have logs. So GitHub Actions for the Power Platform. The Power Platform has the ability to package customizations into what we call solutions. Solutions essentially are these components that can be moved between environments. If you've worked with them in the past, you're familiar with the export process, which will allow you to export a zip file that'll include all of our customizations that can then be imported into upstream solution environments such as QA, UAT, production. So the GitHub Actions represent essentially a wrapper over the tools that were available with the SDK, such as Solution Packager, and also some SDK type calls we would have with the import solution, export solution. Also included is task for administering environments. So think about the online management API, or what used to be the online management API. So being able to create environments, restore, reset, copy, backup, all of those type of tasks will now be available in GitHub Actions. One of the neat things about it too is that it includes the solution checker piece, so you can have the static code analysis be part of your continuous integration workflow. So encompassing all of this, we will be able to fully deliver a true automated ALM solution from sandbox all the way to production. Let's take a look. All right, for this demo, we are going to show how to work with the Power Platform Actions Lab in GitHub. So first things first, we need to navigate to the lab, which is at github.com/Microsoft/Power Platform Actions Lab. When you do that, go ahead and fork the repo. In this case, I've already done it. So we'll just go ahead and fork it. If you haven't done it, if you have, just go into it here. You'll see it's here. See, they have sample workflows here. And they have the workflows ready. So when this is where actions would fire off. So to test it, I already did a workflow just to see what would happen, and you could see that it didn't have the necessary setup here. So I'm going to follow the directions from the from the zip file that's included. There's module 0, 1, and 2. In this case, we'll work with module 2. So the first thing we want to do is, it looks like we want to set up secrets. So we're going to add our password. It looks like in the preview, username password is the only one supported. Support for SPN will come later in the fall. So we'll set that, and looks like they want us to go through the workflow, export, update environment URL. So there's probably an environment URL somewhere in here. Oh, I see it here. And username, so we'll update all of that. And we will start the commit. So let's give it a go. All right. So let's go ahead and get to the secret. I'll create a new secret. I believe they wanted to call it password. So, and it's not encoded, so I'll pause for a minute. Okay, so now you can see that I have password here in uppercase. So going back to the documentation, we'll do the password, and we just need to go update it looks like the environment URL and the username. So environment URL will be our HTTPS with our org name and crm.dynamics.com and our user. So go ahead and try that. So we'll go back here. Let's go look at the workflows. We'll just try this first one. All right, so what do we have here? So it looks like we have environment URL. So if I want to, I should be able to edit this file. Let me resize this screen a bit. Easier to see. All right. So we'll try. Now this most likely, I'm betting, will only work without MFA installed. So there's this guy. And for mine, I'll just try here. Looks like I gotta do it for each one of these. Let's take a step back and see, because I would think that we could set these as environment variables. Okay, I guess it's not. So to get it working, let's just simply work with the code itself. Let's just go back up and fix it. So I'm going to go back and go update it. Make the same changes. So here, and let's go replace environment URL here, and it looks like we're good there. So I'll just go ahead and replace this here. And I will start a commit. I will say replaced environment and user. And I'll commit directly to the main branch. And that should actually kick this one off. So let's go see. Yep, and there we go. So now we can review this thing running. See our workflow run. So it ran, but it failed. It did connect, so I could see the who am I. So we did connect successfully. The solution name doesn't exist, so I'm going to go ahead and update that now with one that I have in my environment. All right, you can see here I have a demo solution I've added. As you can see, GitHub demo, and I've added a entity called Insight into it. Let's go ahead and make this change and see how it's going to work. Kind of interested to see this. Again, this you can tell this is the first time I'm running this. There's a step at the end about branching the solution, which looks kind of fun. So let's see what happens. All right, we can see that this is all run. We've done the who am I, exported solution, unpacked it, and branched it. So if I look at the unpack, you can see that it's running solution packager. It has my Insight entity, branched the solution, committed it into GitHub demo, and pushed here. So if I go to code,
it looks like I now have a GitHub demo branch, which I can then do a pull request into main. Let's see, what was a GitHub demo? And it's doing a check again. It's looks like it's actually doing the check again. And when that's done, it'll go ahead and finish up. So one thing we're going to want to do is part of the pull request, as you see, since we forked it, it's going to try to push it into the Microsoft official one, into the main branch. Here's mine. Go ahead and change your base repository to yours, and you can see that it'll compare, and it will. Let me get my GitHub demo here. It'll compare, and it'll say able to merge. So we'll create the pull request and say GitHub demo, create it, and it'll check for merge, and we can say merge confirm, and we should now see that our branch is here, but main is also there's our 4 minutes ago. Let's refresh this, and last thing we want to do is just delete the branch here, so we delete it, and we're good. So now we've merged our code back into main. So pretty good stuff from the product group here. Just excited to see where this goes. All right, thanks for watching.
All right, so as we saw in the demo, we were able to work with the product group's Power Platform scripts to essentially extract a solution from an environment and unpack it, store it into essentially a new branch, and then create a PR to push into our main branch. So it's very, very neat work that they've done there. Some of the next steps, I would say, is start getting familiar with workflow variables and how they can be used within a workflow or passed between YAML files. Speaking of passing between YAML files, think about building a more modular approach. So how can I kind of get into a kind of maybe a plug and play type piece where I could have steps that could be used as templates, and templates can be injected into other YAML workflows. So good candidates for this would be code quality with the solution checker, or environment tasks, say creating or deprovisioning environments. Speaking of environments, just understand how workflow environments can be related to Power Apps environments. So workflow environments can be things like build, publish, etc. They can also be treated as kind of encompassing a Power Apps environment. So they can also be looked at as development, QA, UAT, etc., which can help us when we want to start looking at implementing a security policy through YAML.
Well, that concludes this video. You'll find my contact information in the bottom right-hand corner, including my email and LinkedIn profile. Feel free to drop in, drop any sort of feedback you have. Look forward to hearing from you, and enjoy the rest of your day.